What is up? It's Heiko with the South Florida Fishing Channel, and today we're not fishing, we are hunting! Right now I'm driving out to a WMA management area, public hunting land here in Florida, just west of Vero Beach. Deer, hogs, turkey, pretty much everything's open season right now. My buddy Lee set up 2 tree stands already. I'm gonna meet him out there. I got about an hour drive. Right now it's 1 p.m. Should get there around 2 p.m. We'll probably have a couple burgers at the camp, and then we'll go out into the woods and we'll see what we get on. I'm still kicking it trying to get that hog for my smoker, and if I can find a buck, that would be great. Here we go. Thanks for watching, and let's see what this episode turns into. Cheers, everybody. Woo, I'm getting that tingle in my toes when you start to get excited. It's gonna be a good day, no matter what. Looks like I made it. There's the camp. Time to have a burger before we go hunt.
Yeah, it's kind of like the desert out here with like little oasis.
Gotta find the oasis. Try not to overheat and die? Yeah. Alright. It's alright. I'm willing to die for this deer. I'm not a fan of them rattles, but if I see like a python, I will grab that sucker.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Is that a black racer?
Yeah. Look at him taking that frog. Most likely they're going to start bouncing.
Uh-huh. So Lee walked about 200 yards that way, and he's got another tree stand over there. Got my bow set up. And now I guess the waiting game begins. It was a pretty far walk out here. I'm covered in sweat, and we walked through some pretty nasty stuff, but none of that bothers me, and I'm ready. Heading north on 95. Okay, so yesterday we were out there pretty late, walked through some swampy stuff up until dark. Couldn't really see anything on the walk back. Lee was barefoot the whole time because he's just boss man like that, one with nature. I'm heading to Bass Pro Shop right now. I'm gonna pick up a tree stand and I'm gonna pick up some camo. So I'm gonna be looking fresh and clean out there with some new gear. To be fair, we talked to the warden at the last management where we hunted last night, and not a single person got anything. So we weren't the only ones, apparently. Well, we're gonna try a different area. So fingers crossed, and I'm gonna give it my all once again. Oh man, we've made it to the promised lands. This is like Candyland for me. I'm probably gonna pick up a tree stand and see, one of my arrows is missing the metal screw and tip. I forget what they're called, but it's pretty much what your tips screw into. So I might get a few more arrows. Gonna get some camo and some other stuff. So time to go shopping. I hope I don't spend too much money. Well, I told myself I wasn't gonna try to spend too much money, but $600 or $700 later, I got a brand new climbing tree stand, and I got a couple dozen new arrows. I got some new camo. I got some new fillet knives, a buck knife. I got what else did I get? You know, just a few little dibble dabbles. God, that store is gonna be the end of me. But anyways, now I just picked up some Gatorades, I got some food, and we're going to head out to the management area. Lee's already on his way there. He said he was gonna be cooking some burgers by the time I got there. And let's freaking get some meat! Pretty smooth for a dirt road. Walking on sunshine, whoa. I don't normally listen to country music, but this has got me wanting to play some country music. Let's turn it up. Yeah, I never got the whole country music thing, but I get it. Alright, I mean, they don't even speak English. I don't get country music. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Maybe someone else is gonna have to enlighten me because I don't know what I'm doing. What kind of burgers we got going here?
Fucking delicious ones, dude.
This camp's a little bit bigger than the other one.
Dude, they've killed like 30 deer already.
Really? 30 deer already on the roster? This is definitely the place to be. You know, that's like five-star resort.
Keep it real, dude. People don't understand that about me.
Keeping it real, keeping it cool. There she is, API bow hunter. Just gotta put it together. This looks like a good tree to put my tree stand. I'll take these off. There's a lot of deer tracks right there. Alright, cool. Alright, I got my bow and my bag tied to a rope, which once I'm at the top of the tree, I'll be able to pull my stuff up. Here goes freaking nothing. First time using this. So, fingers crossed. It feels pretty freaking steady. Should be alright. Okay. Probably the fastest. While I'm freaking up here. There's my gear down there. Okay, I learned a valuable lesson. Make sure you don't pick a tree where the sun shines right on your face for the next few hours. But other than that, I think this is a good spot. There's deer tracks everywhere. I better get my bow up here. I'm gonna get my bow up, and then we're officially hunting. Do a practice. I think there's a bug on me. Okay, something that I like to do once I'm up in the tree stand, I like to use my rangefinder and kind of figure out how far 25 yards is. And kind of like imagine a circle around me. So I know if the deer steps into that zone, I know how far it is away. So always take a couple minutes and just range everything around you. That way, when the deer shows up, you'll know what pin to use on your bow. So just past that tree right there is 25 yards, so I know everything kind of in that circle is 25 yards away, and I can use my green pin. My green pin is the 25-yard pin, and the red is the 35-yard pin. So 35 yards would be that tree. See the two trees right there? That's 35 yards. So I kind of have these two imaginary circles. Alright, made it down. Another day, no deer, and a nice dark walk back through the swamps. Oh yeah. Alright. good tree.
Lower. Maybe not. Oh, it'll fit in there.
Yeah, you'll sleep like a baby with that fan on. How do I even start this? Day 3. Oh man. Yesterday Lee slept in the tent. He went out this morning, scouted some new spots, sat in the tree stand for a little bit, and he saw some deer. But what he told me was no deer would get within closer than 100 yards of him. And they would make that big grunt to kind of look at him and take off, and he wasn't moving, so they were smelling him. So Lee tells me it's time to step up our game. He went to Bass Pro, got a bunch of scent cover-ups. I put all my stuff in baking soda. I also read to put my tree stand higher, which reduces the smell. We already were downwind our tree stand, so we're giving it all we got. And every time we go out there, it's like we're learning a little bit more and we're getting a little bit better. And I'm not gonna give up until I get that freaking deer. I'm not gonna shave until I get a deer. Mr. Deer, if you're watching this right now, I'm coming for you. No mercy. No mercy! It takes almost 2 hours for me to drive to this hunting spot. So when I don't get a deer and I'm driving those 2 hours back thinking about all the gas I'm burning, I'm just like, I also want to throw on top of my many things to say, my whole body hurts. I mean, I've been walking miles with not only my tree stand strapped to my back, and my bow and all my arrows and my hunting gear, but I also have all my camera gear, so it's like a double whammy. Ugh. No wonder the deer smell me. I'm covered in sweat by the time I get to the tree stand. I'm not sure how I can fix that. Sweat less, I guess. Oh, shit. Damn it, I got honey mustard all over myself. Damn deer's gonna smell that from a mile away. Lee's going hard on his anti-human scent.
5 deer. Smelled.
They all smelled you out there? Ever seen someone so...
Yeah, go ahead and film them, man. Put them on film.
Yeah. Lee's getting... Lee's doing what you gotta do if you want to get the deer.
Right. Yeah, show that part right there.
Oh, it's so great. All his clothes has been sprayed real nice. He's gonna get all the ladies.
This would, right? This is like a porn flick you're putting up.
Well, this is like soft hunting porn.
Right, that's what you...
I should put a disclaimer on it.
You still have the place then.
Get over here. Yeah, get them armpits. Definitely that area right there.
I'll do a handstand so you can get my bunghole.
Okay. Nice!
Did you get it?
I definitely got those sensitive areas.
Good.
Here you go. I think I'm gonna need to get sprayed too. Oh, right in the face. Yo, Lee, I don't know how serious you want to be about smelling. All right, Lee dropped me off at his spot, and I'm gonna stalk for a couple miles until I find a good spot with a lot of deer tracks and activity. And then I'm gonna set up my tree stand. They're never gonna find me. There's freaking leaves hitting me in the face. It's about to storm. It's about to storm up there. splendor up there. Nice tree. There's kind of a little wet area out here. Right up against this wood line. I think it's a pretty nice spot. I'm gonna put my tree stand down here for now and scout around for about another hour. And then if I don't find anything better, that's the tree I'm gonna put my tree stand in right there. Damn, I really like this tree, but someone put his tree stand up right back there, so I'm just gonna move on. Move to another spot. Some lightning. Holy moly. It's starting to rain. Ooh, snake. See that snake? That's fucking great. Oh, there go my sunglasses. Ooh, there's some lightning out there. That looks like fresh animal poop. That's a big hog track, I think. I want to set up here. I just gotta find a tree. Well, there's a lot of lightning, but shit. I think I found my tree. This lightning storm is about to go right over me. So I'm kind of just bunkered down here. Tree stands over there, but I should be alright down here. Still ready to shoot something.
so much fun camping.
Yeah, it sucks that your tent got filled with water.
The only reason that generator stopped working is probably fucking water.
Yeah. Day 4 or 5 now. Day 1000. So yesterday I saw raccoons. That's the first time I saw animals in the last few days, so this time instead of staying in the thick brush, I was kind of staying in the swampy area near the creek. I'm going to stay a little more out in the field, so I'm going to have a much more open view, and instead of only being able to take about 25 to 30 yard shots, I'm going to be able to see for probably 100 yards. So come on, Aiko, you can do it. You can do it. Do it. Do it. When I found that poop yesterday, when I found those rubbings on the tree, I saw a little bit of fur too and weird tracks. I didn't know what they were. I'm kind of thinking it might be the swamp ape, and I think he wants to murder me. I actually think it's called the Florida skunk ape. He's real. And I'm pretty sure he watches me when I sit in my tree stand. A lot of crazy thoughts go through my mind when I'm sitting in that tree stand for hours and you hear noises that you don't know, and there's... God, I better... There she is. This time I'm gonna have a nice field view. All the way out into here. There's a deer all the way down there. Alright, I'm going to try to explain what happened here. So there's a deer about 35 yards in front of me, and as soon as I spot it, my heart rate just starts going crazy. For some reason, I think that this deer's at 45 yards and not 35 yards. So I used the wrong pin and I overshoot. I also should have stood up, but I was just too excited and I wasn't thinking straight at this point. I shoot right over the top of the deer. The deer comes out of the bushes into the open, and I reload another shot. At this point, my hands are shaking. My heart is racing like a rocket. I feel like I'm about to get a heart attack. And at this moment, I thought that I just had a bad shot because I was shaking so hard, but really, I'm just overshooting because I think the deer is further than it really is. So you're going to hear my heart rate right here. I overshoot again and you can see the deer running off. I even went ahead and put a water bottle right where the deer was standing at 35 yards, and when I used the right pin, I nailed the water bottle. So I can't believe I missed this deer. It would have been my first deer kill with a bow, but the adrenaline got the best of me, and I'm gonna look for that second opportunity. Lee just dropped me off at the camp, and I got back into my car, and I'm heading back to my tree stand that I was in last evening, and we're gonna do this morning hunt. I saw deer there yesterday, and I'm real excited that I'll probably see some deer this morning. Come on, buddy. I need to drive, so you gotta kind of get off my car. Come on. You're a fatty, buddy. Oh. You don't want to go that way. Ah, oh, Jesus. I took the weekend off. I did a little bit of boating with some friends, but now I'm driving back to the same place where I've been going. I got my tree stand in the back. I spent a lot of time this weekend doing some research, watching videos, trying to find some tips, reading the forums, and I read that the deer like acorn trees where the acorns are falling, and if you find a tree that's dropping acorns and you find some fresh poop around it, that's probably a good place to set up. Also around bedding areas where there's grass kind of matted down, where you can see that the deer are laying down and feel comfortable. So I'm gonna scout around a little bit today, hopefully find a new place where I can put my tree stand. Let's see what we find. I got some fresh energy and high hopes. This freaking rattlesnake. That's a monster. Jeez. Okay, walking into my place, leaving the coach behind, and I hope I don't find any rattlesnakes out there. Also, instead of having my GoPro in my pants, I now have it on my bow. So that way I definitely won't miss any kill shots. I'm debating if I want to go into the swamps or if I want to go into the open field out there. I think I'm going to go into the open field and just go real deep. not sure what if the moons do anything for hunting, but I'll look that up online tonight. Does it make the deer howl? Woo! Once again, heading back to the management area, and I have a slight game plan this time. I did some research, and it's been very hot this time of year. We are in late September, and it's about 90 degrees outside, and it feels even hotter than that, especially when the sun is just pounding right on your head. Especially when you're out in the open fields on a tree stand, you're pretty much just at the brunt force of the sun frying you. And I think deer feel the same way. So the deer are probably staying more under the brush. So what I'm gonna do today is, instead of going on my tree stand that kind of overlooks the open areas, I'm gonna go into that tree line that I have my tree stand set up at. And inside the tree line, what I'm gonna look for is for an acorn tree, dropping acorns with some signs of deer, because I think what's going on is that the deer are kind of staying more undercover because of the heat. They're not really walking around as much, and they're in that cypress oak tree area. Maybe I'll get a deer today, or a hog. At this point, I'm willing to take anything. Maybe I can get a rabbit as an appetizer or something. I'm going crazy. It's a freaking bug right there. That thing. Doesn't look like it, but it's like the size of my fist, it feels like. Back in rattlesnake country. So I saw about 3 pigs, maybe 35 yards from me, but there was a lot of brush in the way. So I'm trying to wait for them to get about 25 yards from me. You could hear my heartbeat again. I decided I'm going to try to get a little bit closer to these piggies. So as I was making my way towards the pigs, they ended up walking right towards me. I got 2 pigs between 5 and 10 yards away from me right now, but I know there's a fatter pig in the back, and that's what I'm looking for. What's up, piggy? Yo, what's up, buddy? Alright, now let's go find that pig that I shot. So I came up on a group of pigs. They're still around. I see two over there and there's one over there. But I shot the one that looked biggest out of all of them. I know it was a hit. I may have hit him perfect, I don't know. But I'm going to look for his blood trail. There's pigs all around me. I'm going to look for that blood trail. I heard him fall over not too far away from here, so I'm going to find him, and looks like we're eating pig. Alright, check this out. Okay, there's a bunch of pigs over there, so I'm a little worried they might charge me. Especially if the one I shot is still injured, but you can see there's blood on the bow, which means it went completely through the hog. And there's a very nice looking blood trail. You can see the hogs, they're right over there. There's a bunch of them, and they sound pissed off. But it looks like I got a good hit. So I got a pretty good feeling I'm going to follow this blood trail now. There's some blood. This is a very good blood trail. Extremely good blood trail. I see it from where I shot it, not even 20 yards. Maybe even 15 yards from where I shot it, so that's a pretty good shot. Let's go check him out. He's laying right over there in the mud. So I shot him right there. And he is laying right there. That's him laying. Its eyes are open, which means that it's most likely, definitely, almost pretty sure that it's completely dead. Wow. I'm so freaking happy right now. I hear other things out there. I hear more hogs over there. That baking soda must really work, because those hogs got within 10 feet of me, and they seem to not even been bothered by me. I think they even got closer than that at one point, and she was the biggest one in the crowd, so I picked her out. Good shot. She went down about 15 yards from where she got hit, which is great for a hog. I'm gonna quarter her up and take her home. I think we're gonna smoke some of her, and the rest of her will probably turn into some hog sausage. It was one heck of a journey to get here. Let's just take a moment and think about all the treacheries I had to go through. Try not to overheat and die. All right. But you know what? It was all worth it. I couldn't be happier right now. I'm going to Scotland in a few days to go stag hunting. So we'll be getting some real big animals, and public land hunting is amazing. It's one heck of an experience. It's by no means easy, but I know that if I keep coming out here and I keep learning, soon I think I could really turn my odds upside down, and I'm gonna come back out for that buck. I'm gonna look for that deer meat, but this will do just fine. And I'm actually really stoked. I'm really happy. It's got beautiful ears, nice tail. Whew. I'm just so happy right now. There's just tons of freaking turkeys. Tons of them.
59, 50, 59 pounds. Yeah, 59 pounds.
Right. So I want to hang the pig from the rack. Oh, just happened over there. And we're gonna cut some slits right here so we can hang them from here. Then we're gonna pulley them on up, skin them, quarter them. I'm gonna de-gut them because I'm gonna keep the ribs. The goal is not to get any hair on the meat.
And a little, like light brown, almost like bronze looking. They're just rat snakes. They look like copperheads to me, but they don't have copperheads down here. Yeah.
Skinned it. Now I'm gonna quarter it. Some good looking meat on there. Good looking meat. And I got the tail. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
When I gutted it, there was a thing to put all the guts into, like a bucket, and now I went out here to the gut pit, because what you got to do is, after you gut it, you got to bring your guts to the gut pit. And I mean, as you can see, there's a deer carcass right there. There's a bunch of deer carcasses over there. Not too many hogs. The warden told me that I got the third sow hog out here since opening a couple of weeks ago, so pretty good about that. He said it looked like a real good eating size, a real juicy little sow. So I'm super stoked to eat it, and let's dump these guts. So I thought on my way out, as I was leaving the management area, I decided to stop at the place where I shot the hog. Those woods right behind me, it starts to get real swampy, and that's where I got the hog. When I was talking to the game warden, he told me, he said, man, I saw your car out there every single day. He said, you're a hard hunter, and you know, he was stoked for me, so that makes me feel good. Oh, I just feel so good. I want to just scream, but if there's a hunter quarter-mile away from here and he hears me screaming, he's gonna be like, damn it. Just found a really cool creek out here. Kind of just runs all the way down. All of this meat. That looks like a front shoulder. That's a ham. That's another ham. And then that's a front shoulder. And then the rib cage with some neck meat and a bunch of goodies on it. Back straps. I can finally wear shampoo again. Now it can smell fruity. I ain't trying to hide from no animals. Gonna ice bath the meat. Gonna pour about 2/3 of a cup of this apple vinegar. Kind of just throughout the whole cooler here. A little more. And we'll squeeze all these lemons in there. Squeezed. Mix it up a bit. Alright, it's been a little less than 24 hours and I'm going to, you can see how the water is kind of that discolored. I'm going to drain out all the water. I got 2 more bags of ice that I'm going to stick in here, and I'll add some fresh water. We'll let it soak for 1 more day, and then I'm going to brine it overnight, and we'll get to smoking. I'll go ahead and drain this sucker. Where's that drain? Plug. There it is. Now it's really pouring. Got some leverage in there. Yes, nice fresh water. Hey, we're out here again. It's been a little over 24 hours now. Actually, it's been almost close to 2 days. I'm draining it. Gonna drain all the water out of here, and it's time to start brining it. All the water is drained out of here. The first thing I'm gonna add is 4 cups of this fine sea salt. 1, 2, 3. Before I add that last cup, I wanna kind of move these meat pieces where I can make sure I get salt on all of them. All right, this is the 4th. There. Alright, and now I'm going to add 4 cups of this white sugar and then 2 cups of some light brown sugar. This is the sugar, 1 cup, 2, 3 of brown sugar, so 1 and 2. I didn't do this last time, but I read that adding apple juice can make it taste real good. So we'll add maybe, I would say, between about 4 cups of this stuff. I'm just winging it. That looks about right. smells really good. There's no gamey smell at all in here. And we're going to take filtered water and just make it so all the meat is submerged. There's a ham submerged there. There's a shoulder submerged there. Ham submerged. I'll close that up and we're going to let that sit for about 16 hours. And tomorrow morning I will be thrown on the smoker and it's cooking time. Well, good morning. It's time to get to smoking. I'm going to be using my Charbroil electric smoker, the same one that I used in the kingfish video where I made some really good tasting kingfish and all my neighbors loved it. Charbroil, if you're watching this, you should really consider sponsoring me so I can put gas in my boat and I can buy a new rifle and I can drive out to hunting spots so I can fill your smoker for more catch and cooks. Fill to the top with mainly hickory wood and a little bit of mesquite wood. Now with these electric smokers, you don't have to soak the wood because all soaking wood does is make it take longer to start actually smoking. So that's not important for an electric smoker. Go ahead and insert the water pan. Our wood chip box. We're good to go. Water in the wood's in there. We can close it up and turn it on, and we're gonna put it in the preheat cycle. Preheat. Boom, perfect. It's blinking, which means it's about to start preheating. And that takes about 45 minutes for it to preheat the charbroil. It's gonna start smoking, and then we can put the meats in. So let's go and get the meat ready while this bad boy is preheating. Alright, so on these hands and on the shoulders, there's this kind of this like membrane layer on it. So you want to kind of get rid of that. You can kind of peel some of it off, and then you're going to want to cut the rest of it off. Kind of just run your knife under it, just to get all that membrane off. See, juicy, juicy. Just get rid of that. We'll have a much leaner, cleaner looking ham, and then we're going to season it up. I think one ham we're gonna do with the Cajun. Yeah, one ham we're gonna do with the spicy Cajun, and the other two we're gonna use these dry rubs on, and a little bit of brown sugar on the dry rub one. So we'll have sweet and spicy. If there's any dirt on your hands or shoulders, this is a good time to clean them up a bit. Or hair. I surprisingly don't have any hair. I remember the first hog I made, I had some hair on it, but we're just gonna pat these shoulders and hands dry before we add any rub onto them. And then we'll put him in the bowl here. I'll make him a sweet one too. This shoulder right here is already sweet. For this sweet, I'll just use a little bit of this butt rub. Not coming out as fast as I would like. A little butt rub, a little bit of this dry rub. And then some light brown sugar. We're just basically going to rub all that in there. We got both of our sweet rubs ready. Now time for the 2 spicy ones. Yeah, this ham is gonna become, this is the Cajun rub, so the opposite of these two, which are savory and sweet, this one's gonna have a little bit more of a kick to it. Alright, bingo bango. They don't turn out good that quick. You can maybe take some pictures if you want. I don't have any pictures. So these 2 pieces I am going to wrap in foil, but these guys I'm not going to wrap in foil. And I don't want them to completely dry out. So I'm just going to layer them with bacon to help them retain some moisture while they're smoking in there. And I think that should do the trick. These are the 2 spicy ones. And they're ready for the smoker. Yeah, I stuck the temperature gauge right into that ham. And we'll close this puppy up. But there we go. Uh-oh. Just nicely smoking out there. You can see the internal temperature is 91 degrees Fahrenheit. 93 now. Alright, the internal temperature has reached 140, or it just turned 141. And once meat reaches 140 degrees, it doesn't really absorb, well, there's a bee around here. It doesn't really absorb the smoke anymore. The smoke ring is pretty much done forming at 140, I believe. So I'm going to take out the non-bacon wrapped quarters and I'm going to wrap them in foil so they don't lose any moisture and stay real juicy for till they reach 190. I think I'm going to take them out. I want them to be at 180 for at least an hour. All right, I'm going to wrap this shoulder in this foil. I ran out of the orange juice I was using earlier, but I got this little juice box. Kind of just pour a little bit of orange juice in here to help keep the moisture, or I mean apple juice. You don't need much. I mean that should be plenty fine. We're going to sprinkle just a little bit of this brown sugar on top and wrap that real tight. Is that not one of the prettiest hams you've ever seen? Pour some apple juice on there. It's been smoking for about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours now, and we're just gonna finish it wrapped up in foil. Back to smoking. Can finally relax. Ooh, we got some back straps, some tenderloins here. I moved the 2 foil wrapped ones to the top and the 2 top ones to the bottom so they kind of get a more even heat. Some mashed potatoes, butter, sour cream. Ooh.
Neckbands, and we want to do all this kind of
That would be great.
or hem t-shirts with these prints on it, whatever. Right, this is a next week
Right to him.
to him, right, and he will do, he will go to the printing shop.
That's pulled pork style right there.
And then do you get this back?
No, it stays in his, because he will get
Whoa.
a big studio, and he cooks for the celebrities.
And you're gonna give this. My father was so good at cooking. He was. And the grill. I mean, my mother and I are like this. You know that. You know. We're very close. But cooking.
Dang, it's like peel apart.
My father was always the best. My mother, oh God. You know, we went to church every Sunday. Legs, right?
Yeah, that's a shoulder, that's a ham.
That's a ham?
Yeah.
Wow.
And watch, it should just come right apart like.
Oh my God.
It's fall off, yeah, it's super hot, but it's gonna come right
So
off
are
the
you
bone.
gonna make everybody Christmas dinner?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's saying the bar high.
Well, you set the bar high. We expect it out of you.
All right, I'll
Our
cook
darling
Christmas.
Heiko.
First you need to hunt for turkeys,
And then prepare them.
All right, I'll get turkey, deer, and another hog for Christmas.
When you go to sleep, do you cover those?
Yeah.
You can't concentrate.
No.
It's just nerves.
Just put me to sleep.
Yeah.
Yes. And you put a nerve block
That's
in
good
here.
too. So all the quarters turned out excellent. The two that I didn't end up wrapping, they definitely are not pulled pork material. They don't fall apart like these do, where you can just pull the meat right off of them. These, you gotta cut the meat off of them, and it's a little bit tougher. Really good for sandwiches and stuff. These two are pulled pork. I think this is probably my favorite way of making them, where you put them in the foil for the last, once they hit 140, and time to make a pulled pork sandwich. Alright, boom. Look at that pulled pork.
Think about people that happen to that can't afford.
Put a little bit of Jack Daniel's sauce on there.
You've seen pictures of Wellington, like slim.
Oh my god.
All that you can't. You got to start from the ground up.
That's the best pulled pork sandwich I ever had.
Yeah,
That's what he did.
I'm on pulled pork number 2.
aluminum foil.
And then he,
Yeah, the bacon's really good.
I'll keep it 5, maybe 10 years. And
It's getting overheated, I think.
what was they were saying after years? Like we're in a long bull run right
It's a
now.
long run. It could go down tomorrow.
It just chop, like the real estate thing. Yeah, I mean, I was like, oh, you can't lose in real estate. It always just keeps going up, up, up. And boy, did I get.
In 2007, they grew these lots in the upper community, which I they were all around 4.
Those were some freaking awesome pulled pork sandwiches. It's 5:30 in the morning. I've been editing this video all night because I got that Scotland trip. So I need to get this video done tonight, uploaded in the morning. So by the time you're watching this video, I'm probably sleeping like a baby. Make sure if you like my videos, you subscribe. And if you made it this far in the video, that's awesome. Let me know what you think by leaving a comment below. And I can't wait to go to bed. But first, I gotta render this beast mode of a video.